Hey guys, it's Drinks here, and today we're going to be discussing the new job system in Bloxburg, how it works, and which job you should do to get the most money. I do recommend watching the entire video, as there's little things that you'll need to know in order to get the most money out of your job. So to start off, I'd just like to say this. You'll get around half the amount of money that you would previously after this update, although you can make sure to maximize that, as there are now only 3 things that determine how much you make in your job. So the first thing out of these 3 things that determine how much money you make is how long it takes in between the tasks that you do within your job. So this is actually the most important thing, and a lot of people don't understand this because they just go into Bloxburg and see that they're making not a lot of money at all. But basically, let me just get my efficiency to 100 to make this a fair test in the stocker job. But this will be a good example because every single task here is exactly the same, right? You're just going to stock, that's it. There's no other different tasks you can do in this job. And what I want to say here is the amount of money you make depends on how long it takes in between your tasks. So I'm at 100% right now. I just did that one. I restock this one. I'll make $118. I'm going to sit here and wait a bit and take way longer than last time to do a task. So yeah, that should be long enough to show. I restocked this, I made 315 from that. That's the difference that it makes. So I'll do this again, quickly, do a restock here, that's 206. Now I'll just sit here and wait, and do this one really slowly, at least more slow than the other time, over there. And I'll make way more, because I take more time in between the task to do the job. So I do this one here, 369, so that's enough proof for you guys. And I'll show you that it doesn't depend on what task you do within your job, it just depends on the time. So I'll go over to Bloxburgers because there's a whole bunch of different tasks you can do in that job, but they will all give the same amount of money regardless of like what task you do. So whether that be putting stuff on the stove, cutting vegetables, making burgers, you'll make the exact same amount of money, it just depends on how much time you take to do that task. Alright, so I'm basically at full efficiency, so let me just show you what I mean by the money depends on how long you take to do each task. So let's say I just fry this one patty and put it in the ready area. So I got $332 from that. But if I quickly do 4 of these patties, time in between the last patty was pretty decent, so I got 149. But if I quickly sell all of these at once, I only got around 20 bucks for each of them. And that shows that the amount of money you make doesn't depend on what you do, it just depends on how much time passes in between doing the tasks. So I'll do an example here where I'll make a burger quickly, and I'll just show you that this will make a lot of money because it took a long time in between this and the last thing I did. So that's over there. So lettuce, patty on, put it in. That made $525. But if I were to have 2 burgers side by side here, and I sell them both at the same time, it'd be a whole different story. Because that means that the second burger that I sell will only have a few seconds passed in between the last one that I sold, and I'll make less. So to prove this, I'll sell this one, that made $389, and I'll quickly sell this one, that only made $41. So the amount of money you make doesn't depend on what you do, but instead how long it takes for you to do it. Now the second thing that determines how much money you make in a job is your efficiency, which I think only on PC you can see the efficiency percentage, but it shows in your work menu here when you're doing a job, and it's just a dot over here with a percentage in it. As long as it's at 100%, you'll be fine. But if it's at something lower, then it's either you're not doing enough tasks within your job, or you just haven't gotten your mood high enough, because if it drops below 20% for any one of them, your efficiency cannot be 100. Now the third and final thing that the amount of money you make in your job depends on is your overall work level. So not any of the individual levels, because don't matter at all. Like look at that, I'm a level 2 pizza baker at Pizza Planet. So I'll come here and show you that. With level 66 overall, none of these actually matter. So let's quickly do some things over here. Oh, never mind. I need to get the crate. And I'll quickly get my efficiency up to 100%, so it's a fair test. Alright, so now the efficiency is at 100%. I'll just show you that even though I'm level 2 pizza baker, the amount of money I make depends on my overall work level, which is currently at 66. And I'll show you how to increase that. So I pressed done here, I made $279. And based on what I said before, if I just take a long time making this one pizza, I'll get, I reckon, around $300 for my next one. So I'll just wait 5 more seconds here. That should be fine. And I got $262 for that. But if I quickly make a pizza, I got 80. So as you can see there, maybe 62, I forgot. But the amount of money you make depends on your overall work level. This one over here, that goes to 100. And not any of the individual work levels over here. Now, the way to increase your overall work level is to just work more. That's basically the only thing you can do about it. Also, another thing about overall work level, on the bottom right here, it says maximum however much money per minute. That just comes from your overall work level. That's the exact same number for all your jobs. So you'll notice that any job you do, it will just say max certain amount of money per minute. So yeah. So some final words, there's only 3 factors to how much money you'll make with your job, and that's your efficiency, which comes from mood and how many tasks you do. Number 2, overall work level. So being this big one from 0 to 100, not the individual ones, just a big level. The individual ones don't matter at all. And number 3, the time in between tasks. So you get paid for the tasks you do, not the work, but the tasks. So if you just, do some spamming of the restocker, you'll just get paid however much time it takes for you to do the tasks. And if you do delivery person, you'll get paid for more money because in between those tasks, there's a lot more time. Whereas if you become a mechanic, which takes around 7 seconds per task, you'll get a lot less. But basically, what this means is your work type doesn't count at all. So whether you're a delivery person, fast food worker, mechanic, stocker, woodcutter, cashier, it doesn't matter what you do as a job. The only thing that matters are these 3 factors over here, which is pretty unfortunate and, in my opinion, a pretty bad update, but we have to work with that. And basically, what job should you do? Should you pick, sorry? My personal recommendation is whatever one that you can, watch YouTube or Netflix while doing the job, because they all pay the same now. Doesn't matter what you do, but you just make the same money across all jobs. So a good one for this is the delivery person, because you can just have your Bloxburg there and then put YouTube over it or something like that, and you can still do your job. There's also probably, I'd say, restocker, because you just have to move around and press E on any shelves and that's it. You could always do any job and then just take like a 10-second break in between tasks. But yeah, that's basically what you're gonna do. There's no difference between jobs anymore, unless you really like one and you don't like another. And another important thing is you'll get around half as much as you did from before the update. That's something you can't really change unless you just get a hard job level and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Not sure why they added this update. I think it was fine the way it was before. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this update in the comments. And also, if you do have any questions, put them in the comments, and either I or some other person in the comments will help you answer that question. So yeah, and also subscribe. I don't post many videos and I'm pretty small, so please do. Thank you.